You're watching Reality Check. A fresh challenge is brewing in India's fight against a rising virus curve, a shortage of vaccines. State after state say they're running short of stock. Here are some of the big states facing the vaccine shortage. Maharashtra, one of the worst hit states. Only 3 days stock left, says the health minister. Vaccine centers are having to close down. We're having to turn people away, he says. In Chhattisgarh, the vaccine supply is erratic, the health minister says. He says we cannot control the virus with erratic supply. In Andhra Pradesh, again, only 3 days of stock left, says the health department sources. 2 districts have reportedly run out of the vaccine. In Telangana, only 3 days of stock left, says the health minister there. The vaccine is being administered less because of the shortfall. Again in Odisha, the same story. Chief Secretary telling the Economic Times only 3 days of stock left. We've sought supplies from the center, he says. Let's just listen in to what the Maharashtra Health Minister had to say.
वॅक्सिनेशन सेंटर्सला लस नाही म्हणून बंद ठेवावं लागतंय. लोक तिथे येत आहेत आणि आमच्या हेल्थ वर्कर्सला आणि हेल्थ कर्मचाऱ्यांना सांगावं लागतं की बाबा लस आली नाही, तू घरी जा, असं सांगण्याची पाळी अनेक राज्याच्या केंद्रांवर येते. या सर्व गोष्टीला लसीचा सप्लाय मी पहिल्या दिवशीपासून म्हणत होतो की लस सप्लाय आम्हाला लवकर करा आणि आमच्या गतीनं करा, जेणेकरून आम्हाला अधिक चांगल्या पद्धतीनं काम करता येईल. भारत सरकारचं कोवॅक्सिन त्यांनी का देऊ नये हा सुद्धा मी महत्त्वाचा भाग त्या ठिकाणी आग्रहपूर्वक मांडलेला आहे.
Now, one reason could the shortfall be that India might be not producing enough vaccines to meet the rising demand. Let's look at the numbers. Vaccines being produced currently are close to 23 lakh doses a day, and we're administering the latest figures, 33 lakh doses a day. How did we get these figures? This is the breakup. Covishield production, according to Adar Poonawalla interview he gave us, about 21.6 lakh doses a day. Covaxin production, according to media reports, 1.6 lakh doses per day. That comes to the total of about 23 lakh doses per day. And the government, as we've been reporting, is administering about 33 lakh doses a day. So there's a gap of 10 lakhs right there. The government has also increasingly come under flack for gifting free vaccines as part of its vaccine diplomacy and also allowing for the commercial export of vaccines made in India at a time of a domestic crunch. This vaccine Maitri scheme, under which India has gifted 1 crore free vaccine doses. These have been gifted to quote-unquote friendly countries, which includes free vaccines to Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar and Bhutan in our neighborhood. Overall, 6.5 crore doses of Indian-made vaccines have been supplied to 84 countries, of which about 1 crore are free, commercial, about 3.6 crore doses sold, and under the COVAX scheme, which is where countries supply to this initiative to supply low-cost medicines to developing and poor countries, 1.8 crore doses. Now, all of this comes at a time when, as the virus surges, pressure is mounting on the government to open up India's vaccination drive, which at the moment is only restricted to frontline workers and those above the age of 45. In response, the Health Ministry ruled out any further opening up for now, saying the vaccine program is not for those who want the vaccine, but for those that need it, a comment that has drawn widespread criticism. Kiran Shaw of Biocon was amongst those who tweeted, saying that the Health Ministry's statement was disappointing. The situation is alarming and we must innovate, she said, across all strata ASAP. But now it appears that even if India wants to open up, do we have enough vaccines? Kiran Shaw is actually on the show with us. Great to have you on, Kiran Shaw. And also we have T.S. Singh Deo, Health Minister of Chhattisgarh, is with us. Dr. Pallavi Saple, Dean of JJ Hospital, one of the big government hospitals in Mumbai. And Dr. K.K. Talwar, Advisor to Punjab Government on Health and Medical Education, is on the show. Let me just start with you, Kiran Shaw. How do we now tackle with this new dilemma or googly that while there are certainly legitimate grounds for the demand that you and others have made that open up the vaccine drive, it appears that we're falling short of vaccines?
So first and foremost, we must also understand that whilst we talk about this gap that you very rightly pointed to, there is also a lot of wastage because of, vaccination centers not being able to exhaust the vaccines which are deployed at their centers. Now that is absolutely criminal. We cannot afford it. I mean, if you are seeing a gap in supply and demand, then you have no business to be seeing a 20% vaccine wastage in many parts of the country. Secondly, I also worry as to the supply chain management of vaccines. I mean, in business, we very often see that the inventory is lying in one place, the demand is in another place, and we are not able to supply and cater to the demand because of supply chain issues where the inventory is lying in a third place.
Right.
So I think we need to do a very thorough exercise to make sure that vaccine deployment is actually well oiled in terms of this whole supply chain mechanism, because that's where we can't afford to slip.
Right.
If a vaccine is required in a certain place and it's not made available because of inventory being in another place, I think that also should be looked into. So I really want to make sure that all these aspects are being addressed. So although at a broad, brush picture, you're saying that, we are like 1 lakh, I think you mentioned that we are vaccinating at the rate of 3.3 lakh cases, lakh vaccinations a day, and
33 lakh.
3.3 million, sorry.
Yeah, 3.3 million, 33 lakh doses a day.
And we've only got 2.3 million doses available to us. I really think we ought to look at that very staggering gap very seriously, because if that gap is indeed the case, then I have no answers. Then basically but at the same time, I still believe that we do need to surgically strike some of these states and districts where you're seeing a very large surge of vaccinations.
Right.
And, of COVID-19.
And
I also believe that, in certain areas, like if we want our economy to progress, then I do believe that our workforce does need to be vaccinated.
Okay, no, fair enough. I think these figures that I mentioned, as I said, we were trying to do our own estimates based on what we could cull about production figures versus the number of figures for the doses being administered per day. So we still have to, so there are caveats. The figures could be different. The government might have different numbers, but this is roughly what we could put together. But I take your point.
What do you have to say about the 20% wastage?
Yeah,
and I've
the
also
wastage.
heard many vaccine centers saying that they just don't have enough people showing up for vaccines.
Yeah, no, the wastage is an important point. The supply chain is an important point, but you would still make the case that the government should open up vaccination, and bring in all sections.
Yeah, but I'm not saying open it up. I'm not saying that you should just open it up in a very general way.
Sure.
I'm saying let's have a targeted way of opening up.
Right.
Because, you've got to stop the spread. We are right now only focusing on protection, which is important.
Right.
But can we have a dual-pronged strategy where we also look at stopping transmission in some of these very, very dangerous hotspots?
Okay. Let me just go to Dr. Pallavi Sapple at JJ Hospital, because we just heard there Pallavi Sapple, Mr. Tope himself, Health Minister of Maharashtra, saying that it's reached a point where vaccination centers are having to close down, people are being turned away. Are you okay at JJ Hospital, or are you also facing problems?
Good afternoon, Srinivasan. The issue here is I'm presently not at JJ. I'm dealing with the vaccination situation in a district called Dhule.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I've been deputed to work there, which I had mentioned earlier as well. So, but Mr. Tope happened to visit Dhule about 2 days ago, and he happened to mention that the stock is not going to be given in a huge amount to avoid stockpiling. What he assured us at that time was that the stock will keep on coming as and when you need it. So what he said was to keep on using up your stock, and he said he's spoken to Mr. Poonawalla himself, and the stock is in plenty. but you can use it up to ask for more.
Okay.
So, I'm not a policy maker here, I'm more of an executor, and we have lots of policy makers on your panel. So as an executor, what I can tell you right now is we've been told to use up our stock and to ask for more, and we're getting it more on a weekly basis.
Okay.
So the vaccination centers are not the correct places to know the stock situation, because we are monitoring our stock on a daily basis. That's one thing. Secondly, I agree with what Ms. Shaw said, that the distribution is not equitable in the sense, in some centers, there are walk-ins can be even entertained, because in some centers the uptake is not as much, and in some the crowds are a little too much. So there is an sort of equitability is not there in the distribution across it. But right now, we have stock for a couple of days at a time, and it's always a race that, when are we going to get our next stock of the vaccine.
Right,
That is how the
but are you
situation is
able
presently.
to, because one of the things that states have been saying is that we are not able to ramp up because we are worried about stock. So are you able to ramp up, or are you kind of holding back from ramping up?
There doesn't seem to be a need to ramp up right now, because
Okay.
the response of the public is, as I said, it's variable. So yes, we're not able to ramp up, but this is not the only reason. There are multiple reasons one is not able to ramp up, and sort of not being sure about incoming stock is merely one of the factors. There are a lot of other factors happening, because as you are aware, the second wave has hit Maharashtra in a big way. Out of the 36 districts that we have, 30 districts are really facing a second wave, and some people are calling it a tsunami.
Right.
Because it's double the first wave. So it's essentially the health services which are dealing with that. We
Okay.
also have to ramp up our testing. So it's also a manpower crunch, especially skilled manpower crunch that's happening.
Okay, Dr. Talwar, you are advisor to Punjab government on health at former director PGI Chandigarh. How are things at Punjab with the vaccine supply?
You see, as far the vaccine with us goes, now we have ramped up our number, which is we are planning to do about 1 lakh daily, and we have stock for some days, and we have been adequately assured that as we need, we'll get more doses.
Oh, excellent.
I don't see any.
Oh, that's good. So you're not facing any crunch as of now.
No, not at all.
Fingers crossed for that. The other question, of course, Kiran Shaw, that emerges from all this is about the vaccine makers. Two questions there. One is, can they ramp up capacity? And we had Adar Poonawalla yesterday on on NDTV. He was talking to Vishnu, and he said that he wants to ramp up, but the pricing is, simply put, hurting him. The sort of quote unquote, according to him, subsidized rate at which he's selling to the government is creating financial constraints. Covaxin, I believe, is again trying to ramp up. I think they again are looking for resources. Is that something, is the onus entirely on the vaccine makers at this stage, or should the government be looking for ways of helping ramp up capacity?
Well,
Even if it means paying more, I don't know.
Well, it is very important that we ramp up capacity, because if you're saying we already have a gap in supply and demand, then obviously we need to ramp up vaccine capacity imminently. And if the vaccine manufacturers require financial help in ramping up capacity, well, the government ought to do that. And the government can do that in many ways. One is either they give them some kind of a incentive in terms of higher pricing with higher capacity. I think that sort of an incentive ought to be given, which can help them to basically invest in their facilities.
Right.
Or they should possibly give them, a grant or some kind of a low interest loan or whatever it is. But I don't think at this point in time we can afford not to ramp up our capacity. So I think this is a urgent request by the industry, and the government must look into it either through an incentive scheme linked to extra production, or through a grant or a loan.
Right. And also, Kiran Shaw, there is the question about whether we should also now not start bringing in other options for vaccination. right? Sputnik, again unclear. Are we getting the go-ahead for that or not? There is Moderna, there is Pfizer. So,
well,
should we
let's
be-
be,
Yes.
if you look at all these other vaccines, I think the nearest opportunity for us is Sputnik because, they have conducted the bridging trial in India. They have basically firmed up certain manufacturing arrangements in India. And I understand that in the first phase, they're trying to bring in the bulk vaccine from overseas and simply fill and finish in the
Yes.
facilities in India, which they should do with great sense of urgency. And then finally, they are going to make the bulk vaccine itself in India.
right.
I understand again there is some concerns around the pricing because
Yeah.
that might hold up the deployment of the Sputnik vaccine in India.
Right.
The second question you asked is should we be importing some of the other vaccines? By all means, we should. The Moderna and Pfizer vaccines do have a good stockpile in the US.
Right.
And I don't think that can be priced at 150 rupees.
Okay.
So I think such vaccines ought to be allowed for importation in the private market.
Okay.
Now, the point is, we get what is politically correct and what is, what is it that we need to do in terms of catering to extra vaccines.
Right.
So I think that is the conundrum. Now,
Yes.
I, for one, believe that even our present vaccine capacity ought to be deployed in a better way. You already heard that
Okay.
there are some centers where the vaccine demand is not so high and other centers where it is very high. How
Yes.
quickly can
So
we...
how do you rationalize?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And how do you get the vaccine demand catered to from where there's a low demand?
Okay. T.S. Singh Deo is able to join us, Health Minister Chhattisgarh. Mr. Deo, are you still facing, because you've been also raising red flags about vaccine shortages, is there still a problem?
Ji Srinivasji, good evening. Thank you for having me on your show. And good evening to all the panelists present too and all the viewers. See, the issue, Srinivasji, is what you flagged off really. What is the requirement and what is the production? What is the capacity of availability of vaccines? And this must be realistic. We must not present to the nation or to the states that we want to vaccinate you as soon as possible and we are going to vaccinate you as soon as possible, because that gives a message that there is no dearth of availability of the vaccine. It is just a matter of logistics that it is sent across and people get vaccinated. So the reality of the situation must be in sync with the actual availability of vaccines, and those must be transparent figures. You mentioned about 30 odd lakhs demand and 20 odd lakhs production. Chhattisgarh alone has a capacity of vaccinating, and it's a small state, between 3 to 4 lakh people. Let us say 3.5 lakh people we can easily vaccinate in a day. So that would be more than 10% of what you are saying is the capacity nationally. So that is not the true figure. Nationally, the demand would be much more. So if we don't have the vaccines available for the moment, we should let the people know that we'll be making this number of vaccine doses available per state per day. Where they vaccinate and where the hotspots are, that is not so much of an issue. That can be done very easily, and that is what we all are doing.
So at the moment, at the moment though, Singh Deo Saab, do you have enough stock vaccine?
We've been told that we'll be getting 7,28,000 vaccines today, vaccine doses.
Okay.
So let us say that should be okay at 2.5 lakhs per day for the next 3 days, and it would be continued. So what I mean is that we must be told a figure which then must not be reneged upon, because the entire process, the entire logistics then goes haywire.
And also about the governments and some political parties, like some, Aam Aadmi parties actually held protests today against these vaccine Maitri, free quote unquote gifts that the government has been giving, and also allowing the commercial export of vaccine. Your stand on that?
There are two things there, Srinivasji. One, the vaccine was not, let us say, researched and developed in the country. It was researched through the Oxford University and the AstraZeneca team, and funded by the Bill Melinda Gates Foundation and maybe other people. And at that time, when they would have given the production to Serum Institute of India, they would certainly have had an agreement that this is what we'll make available for use in the country and what would be taken outside. Because the, let us say, details of the production knowledge of the vaccine itself was not indigenous to the country.
Right.
So once that was there, it was obvious that the entire production capacity of any firm would not be used 100% for the country. There would be so much going out, so much being made available to the country.
Okay.
There are other vaccines, and that is the cost factor. Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Sputnik has not yet been tried. These companies are giving vaccines to the country at a particular rate. Let us say between 400 and 600 for 2 doses, or 200 and 300 rupees per dose. So what would be the cost of the other vaccines? Would the country be able to take that, or is it willing to take that, and what is the availability?
Okay.
Then whatever is available to us must be distributed equitably to all the states. Known target must be given. See,
Okay, you're saying give clear targets and importantly stick to those targets. But
Yes.
But I want to ask you, Dr. Talwar, you're saying at the moment you have enough vaccines, but do you want to open it up, like as many people are saying now, start lifting the curbs, lifting restrictions? Don't just say 45, make it everybody or include workers. Is that something Punjab would want to do?
No, I think as far as no doubt that if we have enough supply, we should open it up for younger people also. But that will depend upon the availability. Because I think at the moment 45, they are much more vulnerable to the serious issues. That's why probably that have been the preferred mode. But once we have a more adequate number, I'm sure younger people, because they are the spreader also. So that will depend upon the supply and the need. And I think once we have a adequate supply assured, maybe that I think we should open it up for younger people also. But we must make sure that we have the adequate
enough supply.
Sort of availability. That's right.
I think that's absolutely key, and as Kiran Shaw, as you said, plug all the gaps, make sure limit the wastage. I mean, there'll always be some wastage, limit the wastage, make sure the supply chains are tight, and let's see if we can ramp up production. So fingers crossed, because we really are at an inflection point with the virus. But thank you all so much for joining me. We're out of time. Thank you so much for joining me on Reality Check. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.